Hello, welcome to my video on a further look at Ready Wednesday, roughly from the 250 minute mark. And so I'm just going to play the bit that we're concerned with and that we're going to do. So here we go. Go back a bit. So looking at that little bit there, let's break that down. So all the left hand has to do is a very simple bass line. And the left hand, how the left hand interacts and fills in those missing rhythmic gaps that give it that choppy, fast feel. So let's break this down. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. So that's what you want to start with. I'm going to do it probably 2 notes at a time. So you start with the D and then these 2 notes. So just pause, get a hold of that. That's probably quite simple to get a hang of. It's going to build and build, get more complex, but it should be once you get the hang of it. So that's your additional 2 notes. Then we're going to add on that A in the left hand. So maybe just loop over this until this becomes comfortable. A. Okay, 2 more notes, and that is a B up here and a G down here. One after the other, B, G, like that. So now we're going to loop to that. I'm going to do it slowly. Again, loop through that. The next 3, I think we should take these notes as a 3, because they all fall down in that direction, going down. So that's what we have to do next. So these 3 notes. So let's add that onto the end, and we should have something like this. Sorry, I went a bit too far ahead there. Let me do that again. And again. Some further 2 notes. We're back to these 2 notes again to add on what we have. So let's do that. Again. Then we want to add on a single A. I think it works best to just bring in this single A to begin with. Then an A just like that. And then we are near the end. These are the 2 notes we need to add on here. C sharp D. So far we've got. Then I want to take 4 at a time. A, F, E, F. So when you put everything from that together, you have something like this. Sorry. It's one of those riffs that you just kind of get into it, and then once you're into it, going in and out of it is a harder thing. You might make mistakes like I'm doing. After that, it's just that. So you'll be able to see where we are in terms of this bass line. So just watch the left hand and see how we're kind of going around a cycle. Then what do we have after that? After going to the G, let's have a listen. Let me get this. I believe it's got the F in there as well. So see what notes I've got here. So after you've done all that choppy stuff, you just get this bam chord at the end. Then after that, it's just a single A, and then you're ready to start the whole thing again. So if I play, you'll see what I mean. And then we're back. So yeah, then we have a simpler kind of. Sorry. Again, we're changing the top two notes, C sharp and E, to a B and D. Okay, said the wrong notes, sang the wrong notes there. B and D. And basically every time you play an E in the left hand, just the very last one, it's in between. One. So just the very last two, it's in between either side of the E, like that. And then you've got a nice phrase. And then you notice how sometimes he arpeggiates up to it, just puts in those little various touches. You can do what you want with it really, because it's in the spirit of jazz. It's just you're just improvising. And then what do we have up there? A lot of this is repeated, so let's speed it back up. That little, that's all that is. And then we want to get into that bit there, because there's a lot of kind of more choppy stuff, but different choppy stuff. And what's interesting is that the left hand is still doing the same thing. It's how the right hand kind of changes that feel. So we're going to take the same approach as we took that last riff, and do it, build on it, and just pause, take it bit by bit. So yeah, here's what we have to begin with. Notice how it's basically based on this D minor chord with a major 7th and a 9th. So yeah, you don't need to hold down the F. And then so. And then we have an A to add on the end. that A, the right hand has, throughout this whole riff, the right hand is a beat early than the left hand. So to G to D, the left hand's always one step ahead, and that's a good thing to remember, so that you can sort of check you're doing everything right there. I just anticipated that change to G, just there, and then the left hand's going to change to D just afterwards. I'll do that again one more time slowly. And then rhythmically it's the same, we just have different notes here. You see? And then again, finishing with that A. And again, the right hand anticipates the change early, back to the original chord, and then once we're back on this D, we're back around the cycle. And early. Yeah, it's one of those things you just want to slowly build up speed to it, and then you get closer to it as you get into it. And yeah, we got a lot of that. Let's listen. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I think this is, if you imagine you're doing the same thing as what you're doing here, same fingers, just shifting everything up to a different set of notes. So instead of with your left hand, these are your 4 notes that you're using left hand. If you just change it to these 4 notes to begin with, so just do that to be the first step. And again, these are these are 2 chords that your right hand's working with, kind of thing, and you just change it to these 2 chords. So what are these 2 chords? Well, B flat, D, F and A. Then we just change one note, just the F, to an E. Just like how this just changes that one note, C sharp, to a B. And then you get the same thing. Yeah, I find it also important to get those accents in there, give it some more flavour. First you'll just play it robotically, but then you put some bit more character into it, and it seems to go quite far, but it gives a lot more to the tune. Anyway. Again, with that return of that thing, that little motif, but it's a different set of 3 notes. What's a pedal? Again, notice how this is using the melodic, ascending melodic minor scale, D, and then let's figure out exactly what he's doing there. So I don't want to get anything wrong there. So that's just A down to D, then these 2 notes to add on the end. C sharp and D, and then drop down to that D, and then we're back into the chopping. Whatever fingering you feel is most appropriate. That probably wasn't the best fingering. That's probably the best one. 5 4 3 2 1 2 1 5 4 3 2 1 3 2 1 2. That last chord, that little boom. Notice how we had that earlier on in the tune, just before the tritone substitution. What you'd expect to be in a is replaced 3 tones up, 1 2 3 to an E. Can you see that? Let me do that again. 1 1 2 3 to an E flat major with an added 7th major 7th there. Anyway, let's look at this next bit. It's very cool, this next bit. Very short as well. But you basically get this, then a little lick, and then alternating between da 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 lick. And then the left hand's taken over this rhythm the rhythm part here. They're doing these same 2 chords. Notice, let's slow it down. So notice how we get that kind of there, everything's rhythmically in unison there. When we go to the G, we change here as well. Then we have a little lick here. Let's zoom in on that a little bit, see what's going on. So that's very simple, isn't it? Sort of spelling out the chords of a G major scale chord. Notice how it's best to look at the left hand rhythms separately and then try and put them together. I want to do a whole other video, in fact, on rhythms, left hand comping rhythms, because it's quite complex. But yeah, it's if you just listen to it, and I think that's the best way to get a hold of it, because it's in fact, let's go in on it. Sort of 72% is my favourite speed for working out rhythms, not too complex rhythms. So it's all like dun 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 dun. You know, it seems to work throughout the whole. It sounds very characteristic, and that works fine. Yep. And then let's look at the next lick after that. Again, notice how that's kind of just giving a little lead up to that note by going along the A major arpeggio. There's a bit we missed, so I'm going to go back a little bit. Sorry, I got a little confused there. Notice how it's just chromatic. Sorry, I got that left hand on there. The C sharp is okay because it's part of the chord, isn't it? In the left hand, so it kind of settles there okay in a way. Some more kind of bluesy stuff put in there. Then we're back to that. I think that's kind of interesting what's going on there. A G major to an A major. This has that added B there. You might call that an added second. Because again, this is all about, you know, being part of the chord, and this is passing up to it, that G. And then he builds up to it. Again, that's just chromatic. We want to know what the bass is doing. It's basically this kind of, it's very different sounding. When you have things that sound different, you can get away with more. The harmonies don't clash, the notes don't clash so much for reasons not really understood. Contrasting bass line there. It's basically based on that kind of those notes, that progression of notes. If you have a listen to it. Yeah, it's not too connected to what's going on in the piano part, so I wouldn't worry about that too much, but it's kind of, if you're interested in knowing that's what's going on there. But let's go into the little licks, because that's what we're really here for. A bit of the Dorian mode there. Because when it's just mainly about revolving around you and your piano, you can change around things like that. Obviously, in a bigger band with, you've got other things like a guitar player and other harmony producing instruments, then you can't have so much liberty there. But you can when it's just you in main, as the main instrument. Basically, yeah, that kind of riff that he's doing there. down a bit. So a bit of the ascending melodic minor there. And then a nice little, and then a very temporary B flat to an A. I need to slow this whole thing down, it's incredibly fast. Oh, sorry, let's look at that a bit more. So yeah, I don't know if you can see what's going on up there. Probably just about within the range there. I'm going to do it an octave lower because imagine it's an octave lower, but you can't quite see it in the camera. So let me have a listen to that a bit better. Get that more accurate there. Okay, that's very interesting there. So that's simple, isn't it? That's A major arpeggio. Then it's chromatic all the way down to the C sharp. Then these last three notes are part of the D minor melodic ascending. I think the easy thing about chromatic is you can just put it in at any stage, and it sounds a lot more to it, but really you're just putting in bits of chromatic scale to just spice things up a bit. Anyway. Again, I'm going to do it down an octave here. So some kind of bluesy stuff going on. And let's finish off that riff. And again, a little bit of chromaticism at the end. So this video has probably gone on far longer than it should have done, but I hope this is useful and you can take some things away from this and use it for your own improvisation and do some other stuff of your own with this tune. And good luck!